I don't know how to start off the. I don't know how to start it off anymore. Hopefully, it leaves this part in because you see how bad this is.
Right, yeah. You want me to do the intro?
We can go ahead and start. I'm just gonna call it like it is. So today we're gonna be reacting to a video on the Mandela effect. Like I said, hopefully this video is gonna be like, I'll stop it at like 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Mandela effect. If you don't know what that is, the Mandela effect is pretty much something you thought you seen, but it really isn't. Like for example, Pikachu. Most people used to think that his tail had like a little black bit on the end. It never did. I grew up thinking it did, but it didn't. Another example would be the Monopoly Man. Most people think because of the hat and mustache he has a monocle, and he doesn't. So that's pretty much.
Yeah, I know another thing we got off topic, but we ain't introduced ourselves, and we got some new viewers on the channel. They want to know who we is. You know what I'm saying? I'm Keen Out TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could just throw on my Instagram or Facebook. Yeah, it's been inactive for a minute on Instagram, but I'm gonna start posting back. And you gonna introduce yourself, or that's it?
Yep, that's it. No.
All right, let's get started. This video is 124 obscure Mandela effects explained. Okay, this phone only one. I'm gonna hold it.
This whole Mandela effect journey started on August the 16th, 2022, when I posted my first Mandela effect video entitled...
You wasn't listening, but I've already explained it, and we'll just learn about more from here.
The main objective of it was to find obscure Mandela effects that not many people have heard about before, and compile them into a list for your entertainment. Since then, the series has garnished a large audience and has stacked up to a total of 124 obscure Mandela effects, found all across the internet. This is the full exploration of the entries from the past year and a half in a single video, but don't worry, there's more Mandela effect related content to come. Consider following me on Instagram. My handle is @BookofAlice, and same goes for my Twitter. If you end up enjoying the video, subscribe to the channel. That's ultimately what helps the content keep going. Either way, enjoy the video. Number 1. The bucket list. This is a pretty popular term. A bucket list is a number of experiences or achievements that a person hopes to have or accomplish during their lifetime. Let's say you've always wanted to binge watch Breaking Bad, but you just never got around to it. You put that on your bucket list.
I suppose the term bucket list.
It sounds like an old term some dude in the 1900s made up for a piece of literature and it catched on or something, right? Well, not so fast. Apparently the phrase directly derives from the film with the same name. Simply put, the phrase was recently invented as early as 2007. This tends to confuse tons of people as they remember using the term before the film was even released. Even searching it up on Google.
I never seen a movie, but at the same time, this one actually got me too, because I swear, since I was younger, since like 2004, I want to say, I've been hearing people use the term bucket list, but if you look it up, like he from the show, it derived from the movie back in 2007. But I've heard people beforehand use that term.
Like mostly I be hearing like teachers say, like, you know, when you get that class, you gotta write down your goal, your vision board. They say it all the time, bucket list. So.
Yeah, but the thing is, I could have sworn people was using it beforehand, but it wasn't. That was just one of the effects.
You find that the saying traces back to 2007, directly referencing the film. Even the movie writer Justin Zackham credits himself as the originator of the term. There's also no online evidence that the term existed before the film was produced. One Reddit user stated, "Heard it in primary school, early 2000s. No idea the exact year, but pretty sure it was around before the movie." I don't know. What do you guys remember about this one?
My freshman philosophy professor assigned this exercise, forward thinking, and they called it a bucket list.
Halo split screen. This Mandela effect surrounds the popular game franchise Halo, specifically the hit classic.
I'm gonna pause this right here, mostly because I've learned that you need to start pausing videos or it's like a copyright strike or something. Sorry, but that's just how reaction channels are nowadays.
I never played that game.
I never played that game. Me, that look too boring to me.
I've actually played Halo 2, and I swear, I remember there being a split screen for this. Like, it was a multiplayer, top and bottom split screen. How? I have no idea.
When I was
But I could have sworn like this was before online games was a thing. Like really before it was a thing. But I swear I remember playing with like my brother or somebody.
It was split screen.
It was split screen.
I think I seen on like a Disney Channel old movie that they were playing Halo on the split screen, but I don't know if they were true or not because it's a movie.
This
but
is Halo 2. The other ones got multiplayer, but this one,
I'm not.
This one never had multiplayer, though I vaguely remember like playing on multiplayer.
Yeah, I never played that game, so I don't know.
Classic Halo 2
It
in the
looked
split-screen multiplayer option. Now, many people remember being able to play with a friend on the first 2 levels, and are surprised when they come back to replay the game with friends that it was never an option to begin with. Yup, you can't play the first 2 levels of Halo 2 with another player. You can only go through it alone. The Heretic and the Armory are solo player levels, though the Heretic is mainly a cutscene. Though this tends to contradict what many people remember. Some recall playing the Armor level with friends and family. If you go search this up on YouTube, you'll find videos surrounding the topic, and the amount of commenters remembering this option being available is astonishing. One comment with 300 likes reads, "I remember playing Armory on co-op and pushing boxes into the elevator with my stepbro to mess with Johnson." A reply states, "Yep, me and my friend used to push Master Guns into the elevator to try and save him from dying later in the mission. I'm having a hard time believing co-op was never a thing in that mission. How do you guys remember this level? Was this ever an option, or are people simply misremembering this one?"
I ain't played Halo in
Fruit
years.
of the Loom trademark evidence.
Maybe a memory lock right here.
This
All
was
know this one by
Oh,
now.
yeah, I
In
think
reference to the Fruit of the
They say
Loom
the
logo,
cornucopia
some
is
people
not
remember
in
it, including a cornucopia, though it has never had one in the entire 170-year span of the company's existence. Well, apparently now there's evidence of this. In 1973, there was a trademark filed for a Fruit of the Loom deodorant, and on that trademark filing, you can see that it lists the logo as having a cornucopia alongside the fruits, though the art above has no cornucopia in sight. Could this one be a Mandela effect or simply an error? There's also this old picture of a wall full of newspapers.
Speaking of messing with your minds, I think that whole some of the conspiracy theories might be coming true because they say that. First off, before I continue, spell the word onyx.
What? Are you?
No, hear me out. Spell the word onyx. How would you spell the word onyx?
I have no idea. Honest?
Onyx.
I don't know.
I spell mine O-N-Y-X.
What's the way they different?
It's how what way you spell it, but it has to spell onyx. You see, the reason I asked y'all that was that they say with all the time travel and portals and stuff that's up in the world, timelines have clashed, and depending on what people think, the Mandela effect is pretty much just that timelines have come together and meshed with each
So
other.
you saying like
They say it's only
universe.
two. Some people spell onyx O-N-Y-X like I do. Some people spell O-N-I-X. If you spell it O-N-I-X, you're from a different timeline. You're from a different dimension that merged in with ours. That's why I say I spell my O-N-Y-X because that's how I'm used to seeing it.
That remind me of this one movie I watched back then on TV. It's this movie with this girl, like it's basically a movie that a second Earth, like Earth 2.0 basically popped up in that thing and they wanted to go on it. That's what this remind me of, Mandela effect. And then she went back to the other Earth, which was Mandela effect. She saw herself and it was like different, but everything was the same. You know what I'm saying? That's a good movie, you should check it out. If I'm gonna put it on the screen, you know, so y'all can know what I'm talking about. That movie good. You might gotta watch it. It's lit.
But yeah, not to get too conspiracy theories here because we got a habit of doing it. But like I say, it's something to think about because you never, with everything that's going on in the world, you never know what's gonna happen or what's happening in general. Hey, there could be plenty of times when time actually froze. But the thing is, no human being ever knows because everything happens in the blink of an eye. So just right this second, somebody could freeze time and we could be frozen for like a good 2-3 days or something. But in a blink of an eye, we automatically back to doing this like nothing ever happened.
That would be crazy though.
I feel like it's happened plenty of times. But we getting off topic here. Time to get back to the video.
I guess, and you can see on the top, there's the Fruit of the Loom logo with the cornucopia as well. I don't know guys, is this a Photoshop or is this evidence? Let me know. Woody's famous line. So mostly everyone and their moms have watched at least one of the Toy Story movies, right? Remember Woody's famous catchphrase, "There's a snake in my boot." That's how it goes, right? Nope. It's actually, "There's a snake in my boots." Boots being plural. Even though it doesn't make any sense.
they changed
This
stuff
one has
now.
actually got me tripping, as it doesn't make sense there being a single snake in both boots. Take a listen to the original film. Here's the kicker about this one though. This line only exists in the first movie of the franchise. The rest of the films, Toy Story 2, 3, and 4, have the line as it was originally remembered. "There's a snake in my boot," which may be the main reason why people are remembering this wrong. I don't know though. How do you guys recall the line being said in the original movie?
Is that game on the kids game? I played
The Mona Lisa. Nope, this one isn't about her smile. It's about her black veil. Tons of people are surprised to find that the Mona Lisa is wearing a thin black veil over her hair. Some believe that it wasn't there before, stating that before a certain year, they vividly remember the Mona Lisa simply having her hair out and about, with no thin black veil on her head to be found, claiming that they would have noticed the great detail that can be now seen within the painting. I mean, just look at how precise the veil is painted,
Only people
looking
recognize that
realistically
concept.
transparent and showing her hair.
Nah, and honestly, I know what I was saying was I understand what he mean by if he said like, you know, if it was there before, somebody would have seen it, but it's just one of those moments of where once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. Like if you look at, this is a bit, if you look at the Lion King's cover, the original Lion King's
Ah,
cover,
you on that one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
how it's pretty much
A woman's body.
A woman's
a
body.
woman's body, pretty much. It's like once you see it, you can't unsee it,
can't
and that's
unsee it.
how this whole portrait with the Mona Lisa is. Anyway,
And showing her hair. I don't know about this one though. It could have just been looked over, as it was a fine detail you have to pay attention to closely. Objects in the mirror. So you know the objects in the mirror safety warning.
yeah. Before he answered this question, what do y'all think? What do y'all remember the phrase being? On car mirrors, when you see objects in the mirror blank or closer than they appear, I always seen them as objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. But apparently, there was something that said objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear.
You know, I
ain't never seen maybe.
really never paid
I
attention
never
to it
seen
like
maybe.
that.
I've never seen maybe. I've seen objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. But apparently, it was a Mandela effect because some people thought they seen the words maybe on there.
Definitely on my car, it definitely didn't say maybe though. I remember I was looking at it.
My truck don't even say that. It say are closer than they appear.
Engraved on the passenger side mirrors of vehicles, right? How do you remember the warning? Was it objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear? Well, a lot of people recall it being this way, but it's not correct. It's actually objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Maybe never appears within the sentence. Some strongly argue that maybe was emphasized as determining the distance of something using a mirror could skew your perception as it being farther or closer, though it has never been maybe, as it was federally mandated to be written as are closer than they appear, though some swear reading the sign over and over again as a kid during long car rides and remembering it saying maybe, looking like this rare evidence found here.
It is. But it might be just older cars like these actually have maybe on it.
Probably the older cars got them on there before they changed it.
Recall it. The Pyramids of Giza. The Pyramids of Giza are
This was
massive
another one
tombs,
that
right?
dropped
Though many people remember learning this as a verified fact, no mummies were ever found there, beneath or inside of the massive pyramids themselves. Though there are tunnels and underground passageways under.
In school, they always taught us that pyramids are made to be tombs for the mummies that was buried there.
Sure did.
That's not true.
What it's made for then? I thought it was,
They just have like little passages going through them.
I always knew that too.
But at the same time, they say he finna explain it.
Underneath the pyramid, no mummies were ever found there. Actually, most of the famous well-known pharaoh sarcophagus, like King Tut and Ramses the Great, are found in the Valley of the Kings. None of them were found near the pyramids of Giza.
Darn, they
The
cap.
Scream Golden Bracelet.
Ooh,
The Scream is the popular name given
That's
to a
good
composition created by Norwegian
This one I
artist
never paid
Edvard
attention
Munch
to. I
in
just seen a picture of the
1893.
Scream. I never
Agonized
seen that
face
there was a
of the painting
bracelet
has
on its
become
arm.
one of the most iconic images of art, seen as symbolizing the anxiety of the human condition. Monk recalled that he had been out for a walk at sunset when suddenly the setting sun's light turned the clouds a blood red. He sensed an infinite scream passing through nature, which inspired the painting. Now, out of the 5 revisions created, only the most popular version includes a well-defined golden bracelet that many people do not recall seeing before. Now, this painting has been thoroughly studied and written about, trying to interpret its meaning and what it signifies, though for some reason the bracelet doesn't really get that much attention or notoriety for being prominent in the most famous
No,
version.
it's supposed to
With
look
some
like
saying
that.
that it was never even there to
It's
begin
showing
with,
the
and that throws
anxiety
the
of the
painting
human
way
mind.
off. Do you guys recall the Scream having a bracelet? This one just gives me the creeps.
Head
It's not
check
even
right
about the
there.
Mandela effect aspect alone. It's just
That
the
was the
painting
whole
itself.
point of
It's
doing
dreading.
this.
Isaiah 11:6. This Mandela effect is in reference to a Bible passage that some people believe has changed. Recall
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I've never fully read the Bible. I've read a few pages here and there, but I've never fully read the Bible. So maybe somebody from the comments can explain this, but I frankly just don't. I never knew about it. It's just
And I'm still in the course of reading Bible textures, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of a hard thing to do in our human nature, you know what I'm saying? Something you gotta really like dive into like 100%. Because one day I read it and that day I'm off track already. That's something you gotta be on it like that, like for sure.
recalling the passage as stating, "The lion shall lay with the lamb." And tons of people recall this passage being this way. Not only that, there are tons of imagery from Christian artwork depicting lions laying down with lambs. Although the Bible passage has never stated that, it actually says, "The wolf will lie with the lamb." To be more specific, it actually states, "The wolf will dwell with the lamb," painting a totally different image. This one baffles me, as I vividly remembered it being, "The lion shall lay with the lamb." Smokey the Bear. This one's a
Okay,
2-for-1
this was
deal,
another
as
one.
there's 2 effects
and
going on.
yeah, I know I'm pausing it too much, but this dude, the old Smokey the Bear. Apparently his name isn't Smokey the Bear, it's Smokey Bear.
I heard of
And
his name before.
He's a mascot. He used to always have commercials, especially on I think it was
Oh, he's
Cartoon
that little-
Network, Disney Channel, or
Oh,
something
I
like
thought
that.
he was that other dude that be with Geico.
No, that's a gecko lizard. But yeah, apparently this Smokey Bear, like I remember seeing him as a child, along with Scruff, McGruff, the crime dog. Ain't that his name? Yeah, McGruff. But yeah, I used to remember seeing Smokey because he have his famous saying, "Only you can prevent wildfires." Those commercials.
I remember seeing that in the hospital like one time.
But this is the thing though. I've always seen him like he only wore that hat that said Smokey on it, along with some jeans. But apparently he supposedly had red suspenders he had on his pants, but I've never remembered that. I've never seen that a day in my life.
Going on here? Well, let's start with the first. We've all heard the saying before, right? "Only you can prevent wildfires," said by the well-known educational animal mascot, Smokey the Bear, who teaches people the danger of wildfires and how you can prevent them. Except, turns out Smokey the Bear doesn't exist in this reality, according to some Mandela effect believers. It's changed. His real name is Smokey Bear, with no "the" in the name, being stated like this in advertisements for years. Some people use the 1952 Eddie Arnold song as evidence of residue for his old name, as seen here. Now the second effect revolves around what he's wearing. Many people remember him wearing red suspenders in commercials and images, though he has simply worn pants without suspenders. Here are some recreations of what people remember, also known as residue evidence in the Mandela effect community. Fruit Loops flip-flop. You may be thinking, I already know this Mandela effect.
Again,
Why
I'm
is he
pausing
bringing
it, but
it
I
up?
don't care. We're a reaction
Is
channel.
that Matt Stoney?
Yep.
I stay watching dude. I'm telling you, but I gotta skip through it when he get down to the part. You know, he made me lose my appetite. But at the beginning, oh yeah, I watched that for sure.
But yeah, this whole thing with the Fruit Loops, apparently, when he said flip flop, there was a debate.
That is wedding.
There was a debate a very long time ago that Fruit Loops, the boxes, the cereal with Fruit Loops, that Fruit Loops was spelled FR with the loop, the Fruit Loops, making the double O's and T.
Yeah.
But then they said that wasn't how it was spelled, that it was spelled with the actual fruit, FRUIT.
I never remembered it being spelled like that.
Dude, that's how they said it was though. And
That's
now
that's
when
crazy.
like I remember when I first heard this, I actually went to like Walmart or Dollar General just to find something.
Yeah.
Because I never knew exactly what it was. That screwed me up. But the thing is, it now is back to fruit, F-R,
The
double
whole word
O-T.
spelled out.
No, double O-T.
Double
So
O-T.
I don't know. I mean, we could always go to a store and see what it is now, but hey, it is.
It's probably because, you know, it's a lot of color and with that word being spelled. So as a kid, man, you probably think it's spelled, you know, that way, but in reality, it's spelled different. Did I just debunk it?
No, you didn't.
I thought I debunked it.
Well, trust me, there's a new update to this. How do you remember Fruit Loops being spelled? Is it fruit spelled with 2 O's or fruit spelled
I thought it was
correctly?
spelled like
No
that.
funny business. Fruit Loops is spelled with 2 O's, spelled incorrectly for creativity's sake. Though this has tripping tons of people up as they remember already going through this Mandela effect once. Some remember that in the old Mandela effect, Fruit Loops was spelled correctly with the U and the I, and that the Mandela effect was that people misremembered it being spelled with double O's, like this of course. This Reddit user's reaction to the change states, wait, WTF, I remember being shocked that it wasn't spelled fruit with double O's, but it is now actually spelled that way. It's a Mandela effect of a Mandela effect. Something that I'd never believe would happen, and it's crazy to think about. It's got some thinking that we're living in a broken timeline. Some think that the correct answer is flipping back and forth in this current timeline. Brazil 9/11 Dragon Ball Z. This one's got a funky title, but let me explain. A lot of people argue that Mandela effects mainly change things within the United States and United States culture, but here's one from a different country. This Mandela effect pertains to people in Brazil on the day of September 11th, 2001. Check out this post of someone from Brazil explaining it. It has a total of 5,000 upvotes. First of all, in Brazil, you typically don't go to school, middle school or high school, doesn't matter, for the entire day. You are in school either in the morning, usually 7:30 a.m. to noon, or in the afternoon, usually from 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Every single person who was a kid in Brazil and was not in school in the mornings on the day of September 11th, tons of people remember watching Dragon Ball Z and having it to be interrupted for the breaking news of the attacks. And I mean everyone. It comes up every single time someone asks, what were you doing when September 11th happened? Except Dragon Ball Z wasn't even on at the time. Someone checked the airing times and compared them to the time when the attacks occurred, and it was definitely not on. Still, a whole generation of kids is 100% sure that they were watching Dragon Ball Z when the news broke out. Edit. Everyone's saying this isn't real and they edited the timetables after the fact. You sound like conspiracy theorists. Look up grosses everybody out, due to the fact that he uses it while preparing dinner for his guests. Now, there's a very specific scene in which someone is hanging right outside the window and struggles to get back inside. This is where the Mandela effect kicks in. Some vividly remember Hansen, the character with the deformed hand, stating, "Here, take my strong hand," when offering to help him. Although he never says this, he simply states, "Here, take my hand." Although some recall reenacting this scene multiple times, with the punchline being that the strong hand is obviously the non-mutilated one, but instead he uses the mutilated one, makes people uncomfortable. There are even memes depicting him stating strong hand. Let me know if you guys recall it always being this way. This video is sponsored by G Fuel. So G Fuel did a collaboration with
Sorry, we're not.
discounts, or click the link in the description below, which applies
Yeah, I ain't seen Scary Movie 2 like that to really pay attention to. And it's an ad right afterwards. Ain't that something?
I remember there being serpents, snakes, and other beasts found in the Bible, vaguely, but not specifically dragons. That's where this Mandela effect comes into play. A large group of people do not remember there being any mentions of dragons in the Christian Bible, although dragons are mentioned at least 35 times in the King James Version, the most popular version of the English Bible. Some people argued this, saying that they only appeared in the Revelation chapter, the final book of the New Testament, the only apocalyptic book in the Bible that is considered canon. Though this is entirely wrong, as the word dragon appears 21 times in the Old Testament alone. This has left some people confused and searching for an explanation. Some have concluded that these dragons were in fact describing dinosaurs. Same thing goes for the creature Leviathan, found in the book of Job, a massive powerful sea that some believe was a sea dinosaur, or factually known as mosasaurs. What do you guys think? Does anyone remember these creatures being in the Bible, or were they added later? Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. This one is definitely controversial. Most of you guys have probably already heard the song Smooth Criminal by King of Pop Michael Jackson, right? Well, how do you guys remember the bridge of the song going? Is it you've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal? Is that how you remember it? Well, it actually states in the original recording, you've been hit by a smooth criminal.
What?
Mine simply repeats, nothing different. Although many others remember the word struck being used in the second line.
See, we really got to get into this because this is one of my favorite songs growing up. Dude, the lyrics, even in the song itself, it says you've been hit by, you've been struck by. There's a meme going around of him saying you've been hit by, you've been struck by. It pauses for a second and say truck, and then the truck jump scares you with the horn and everything.
Yeah, where did they get this from? Cause I never heard of you.
I never
heard of that part. Never.
Ever since I first heard this song, I used to sing it a lot. It's you've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
It don't sound right.
On me, it don't even sound right what he just said.
But now it's you've been hit by, you've been hit by. I hope we play the actual song because I'm curious.
I gotta see how that sounds.
There's some covers of the song made by people that remember it this way.
You've been hit by a smooth criminal.
Nah, that sounds like Eddie.
You've been struck by a smooth criminal. You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal. You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth.
Everybody saying struck though.
You've been struck by a smooth criminal.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Though I'd like to note that in some live performances, such as concerts and such, he does appear to say struck by in the second verse, but not in the first verse, which is a subtle and unexplainable change, explaining maybe why some people remember it this way, though some dedicated MJ fans still remember the original recording containing the lyric. Take a listen to the Argentinian concert version at the 3:20-minute mark, more than halfway in.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Converse logos. This one's sure to spark something in the comments, as I see a lot of people arguing about
Okay,
it.
now first let me get to this. This is gonna be the last one we see for right now, and then we're gonna cut it to a part 2. But I swear, this one, the logos on shoes, I've used to be interested in them a lot, and I'm not trying to ruin nobody's taste or anything, but I don't know about the Converse one, but I know for sure the Timberland one was supposedly the tree that was used back in the 1900s to, I'm not gonna get too far into it, just know it involves hanging by the sunlight.
Whoa.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
I sure be seeing people when still out here rocking those Timberlands too.
Like, I don't rock Timberlands, the boots that I do have.
Yeah.
Like my other brown ones I had, they were Lugs. They weren't Timbs. And they didn't have that logo on it. But yeah, apparently that's what that tree was meant for. And that's why, since I was little, like, I'm a boot guy. I'm not really into Jordans, Nikes, and stuff like that. I like wearing boots a lot. And I actually had like 2 pairs of Timberland boots growing up that I loved to wear, but when I found out about that, I just stopped wearing them completely. Like I say,
Yeah, it's another shoe too, like out there. Balenciaga, you know, you look up Balenciaga, it stands for Bell, you know what I'm saying? So I'm finna start really rocking Balenciaga because just do your research, you will find out what's Balenciaga is. They need to be counseled for sure.
Everything has its own
Yeah.
reason for being there. Everything has a brand. Just do your research before you get it. Especially people that's just getting these tattoos, man. Just
Ah, yeah, that too.
look them up first.
Yeah.
Before you get yourself involved in something you don't know about.
Yeah. Everything is for a reason.
That's just my advice to you. But let's see what Converse got going. It's gonna be the last one we do for today.
So you guys know the famous shoe brand Converse, right? And their signature Chuck Taylor model. Well, some people remember the logo facing the outside, like many other shoe brands, in order to advertise the brand even more. Though the logo was always on the inside face of the shoe. Yeah, this has some people tripping out, but not all, as some distinctly remember it being a unique feature to the Converse Chuck Taylor model, due to it facing the inside of the shoe.
Nah.
Spirited Away scene. If you don't know, Spirited Away is a 2001.
We're gonna stop it right here.
Them was some crazy Mandela, especially that one with Michael Jackson. That one hit me right there.
Yeah, because that whole Michael Jackson was
the lyrics just don't hit. Like, I don't remember the lyrics hitting like that. Nah, that one hit me. Nah, that one crazy. Got me thinking.
that was just wild.
Now they finna have me on TikTok for a whole night all the way to the next morning. Cause you know TikTok, they got some good conspiracies on there. You'll be on there scrolling forever. I'm telling you, TikTok.
Man, if we ever do a podcast on conspiracy theories,
yeah,
it be times when we get too involved in what we saying. Sometimes things make sense, sometimes it doesn't. But do we be going on for hours? We not speaking on that.
I ain't speaking on it yet. I ain't trying to say too much on the camera. Nah.
Like I said, man, that was just, I don't know how many we went through, but that wasn't even a quarter of the video. So,
sure, what?
Oh man, just be on the lookout for part 2. Ain't no telling what else we gonna have our mind blown by.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this thing sit on my face right, but hey,
probably don't.
But yeah, we gonna end this video right here. It's just a little something to put out, something to get your mind going. If any of you guys know about any other Mandela effects aside from the ones that we talked about today, hey, talk to us in the comments. Maybe we could do some reactions on that. Look some stuff up.
For sure, y'all. Yeah. Get in them comments, y'all. I know lately y'all just be watching it. Hey, do something different, you know what I'm saying? Go in the comments, just redneck one another in the comments, you know what I'm saying?
Don't force them, man.
Nah, that ain't force. I'm just telling, like, just like be different, you know what I'm saying? You basically our friend. We rocking with y'all. Y'all been rocking with us since we first started, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we be watching them comments, you know what I'm saying? We just don't upload and just do something else. Nah, we upload for a reason to make sure y'all liking the content that we posting out there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And the funniest thing is, you always say that you don't be doing the Birdman.
I must just did it. I swear, I don't be knowing I be doing it.
You did it twice.
I do not know I be doing it. It's like it's a habit or something. I don't even be knowing I do it sometimes. It just happens, you know what I'm saying? It's just the way when I hey, you can tell when I do this, you know I mean business. I'm sitting on business when I do this, you know what I'm saying? I mean business.
Let's hope so. But anyway, that's all for today. Hopefully sometime either next week or we try not to take too long between when we do videos. We try to be consistent.
Yeah.
But we'll work on that when the time comes. But everybody works. Everybody has the things they do. It's hard for us to really get together and actually do something. And I notice I do a lot of jazz hands a lot too. I just move my hands around for everything. I don't know why I do that. But yeah, go ahead, Andy. And with that, we out. See you guys next time. Peace.
Subscribe for Asia Fries.